You made it this far, didn't you? You climbed this mountain, one step at a time, struggling, fighting for every inch. You didn't ask for much, just a shot at something real. Something better. But let me tell you the truth. You might not like it, but you need to hear it. People wanted to see a monster. They looked at you like you weren't enough, like you didn't matter. They saw your potential, your fire, and what did they do? They tried to crush it. They wanted something darker, something they could fear. And guess what? You gave them exactly what they wanted. You think the world's easy? Think again. The world doesn't care about your struggles. Life's harsh. It doesn't owe you a thing. No one's going to give you anything just because you worked hard or had a dream. People will forget you as soon as you stop being useful. They'll laugh at your pain, dismiss your efforts, and act like you never existed. So, what do? You stop begging for mercy. You don't play the victim anymore. You want respect? Then start fighting for yourself. No one's going to save you. No one's coming to help. They only care when you're on top, but getting there, that's all on you. You feel that pain? That's your power. Every time they told you it wasn't enough, every time they tried to break you, that's where your strength is. All that hurt? It's fuel. It's what will push you when you want to give up. But listen up. This isn't about showing them. This is about showing yourself. You're not here to prove anything to anyone. You're here because you want to survive. You want to come out of this stronger, no matter how hard they tried to hold you down. You ever wonder why they hate monsters? It's not because of the fangs or the claws. It's because monsters don't care. Monsters take what they want. Monsters make their own rules. And that's what scares people. They thought they could tame you, break you. But you're unstoppable now. So, you've got two choices. You can go back to them, show them what you've become, or you can keep climbing and leave them behind. But here's the thing. They'll never respect you the way you want. They'll never give you a pat on the back or tell you you're doing well. But who cares? You didn't climb this mountain for them. You did it for yourself. And now, you stand at the top, looking down, and they don't know what to do with you. They wanted a monster. Well, now they've got one. A monster that doesn't bend. A monster that takes what's theirs and doesn't ask for permission. You don't need their approval. You don't need their validation. You're here to take what you deserve, and if they stand in your way, you make sure they understand the cost of blocking you. You want strength? It's inside you. It's the pain they caused. It's the fire they tried to extinguish. You don't need anyone's help to find it. It's been there all along. You're stronger than they'll ever understand. Now go. You've made it this far. You're ready for whatever comes next. You're the one in control now. Take that power and never look back. You've been through a lot, haven't you? Each scar you carry tells a story, a reminder of the battles you fought, sometimes alone, sometimes with the world against you. But here's the thing, every single one of those scars is proof that you didn't give up, that you didn't break. They said you couldn't do it, didn't they? They laughed when you had dreams. They mocked when you had goals. But you kept going. Even when everything seemed impossible, you pushed forward. You fought through the noise, through the doubts, through the judgment, and here you are today, stronger, wiser, and unstoppable. Now, let's get real for a second. The world isn't kind. It's not going to hand you success on a silver platter just because you showed up. You don't get respect by just asking for it. Respect is earned, and that means you've got to show up every single day, no matter how tough it gets. No one's going to care about your struggle unless you make them. So, stop waiting for others to validate you. Start validating yourself. Your journey's yours alone, and you've got everything you need inside of you to make it to the top. But here's a truth that's even harder to swallow. Most people around you, they won't be cheering for your success. They'll say they want the best for you, but when it comes down to it, they'll want you to stay down there with them. People don't like it when others break out of the mold, when someone goes after what they want with everything they've got. It makes them uncomfortable. Why? Because it forces them to face their own failures, their own insecurities. But that's not your problem. You're not here to make anyone else feel comfortable. You're here to make yourself proud. You're here to build something that lasts, something that defines who you are, not who they think you should be. And the truth is, that will scare a lot of people. You're going to face a lot of envy, a lot of judgment. You're going to be tested over and over again. But with every test, you'll come out stronger. You'll learn more about yourself, more about what you're capable of. The world may try to hold you down, but here's the thing. The more they push you, the higher you rise. Every time they knock you down, you get up with more power. Every obstacle is just a chance to prove you can overcome it. They think they're stopping you, but all they're doing is building your momentum. You think they're hurting you? No. They're giving you the fuel you need to grow. And I know, it's exhausting. Sometimes, it feels like you're fighting a battle you can't win. Sometimes, you wonder if it's even worth it. But here's what I want you to remember, it is. It's so worth it. Because what you're building, what you're fighting for, is far greater than any temporary setback. You're building a legacy. You're building the kind of life that people will talk about for years to come. And when they tell your story, they won't talk about how many times you fell. They'll talk about how many times you got back up. You have a choice. You can keep looking back at what you've lost, at all the chances you missed, at the people who never believed in you. Or you can look ahead at what's possible, at what you're about to achieve. The past is done. It doesn't matter anymore. What matters is where you're going. What matters is what you do now. You see, the best part of this journey isn't the destination. It's the process. It's the person you become along the way. Every time you face a challenge, every time you make a hard choice, every time you push through the pain, you're becoming someone who's unstoppable. Someone who doesn't quit when things get tough. Someone who can handle anything life throws their way. People will try to bring you down. They'll tell you it's too hard, that you're not smart enough, not strong enough, not talented enough. But none of that matters. The only thing that matters is your belief in yourself. The only thing that matters is your determination to keep going, no matter what. They didn't see the work you put in. They didn't see the late nights, the sacrifices, the times you felt like giving up but kept pushing forward anyway. They didn't see the strength it took for you to get this far. But that's okay. You didn't need their approval then, and you don't need it now. You don't need anyone else's permission to succeed. You're already on your way. Here's the thing about success. It doesn't come to the people who wait for it. It doesn't come to the people who sit around, hoping it'll just fall into their laps. Success comes to the people who take action, who make things happen, who go after their dreams with everything they've got, even when it feels impossible. That's what makes you different. That's what sets you apart from everyone else. You're not afraid to do the work. You're not afraid to fight for what you want. And that's why you're going to win. You've already made it through so much. You've already faced your demons, your doubts, your fears. You've already shown the world that you can handle whatever it throws at you. But the real test is coming. It's not the hard days, the battles you fought. It's the day when you finally get everything you want. It's the moment when you reach the top, when all your hard work pays off. And in that moment, you're going to have to remember who you are. You're going to have to stay humble, stay grounded, and keep moving forward. Because here's the thing. The higher you climb, the harder it gets. The bigger your dreams get, the more people will try to pull you down. But you know what? That's just a sign that you're doing something right. That's just a sign that you're getting closer to the life you've always dreamed of. So keep going. Don't stop now. You're just getting started. The road ahead may be tough, but you've already proven you can handle it. You've already shown that you're stronger than you think. So trust in yourself. Trust that everything you've been through has prepared you for this moment. You've earned every step you've taken, and you're going to earn every step you take from here on out. And when you feel like quitting, when the weight of the world feels like it's too much to bear, remember this. There is power in your struggle. There is strength in your pain. You're not just surviving. You're thriving. You're becoming the person you were always meant to be. You're becoming the person who doesn't back down, who doesn't give up, no matter how hard things get. The world may not always give you what you want. It may try to break you, to knock you down, to make you feel like you don't matter. But you know what? That's just the world's way of testing you. The world doesn't get to decide who you are. You do. You decide how strong you are. You decide how far you're willing to go. You decide what your story will be. So here's my advice. Keep fighting. Keep pushing. Keep believing in yourself, even when no one else does. Keep showing up, even when the world tells you to stay down. Because you are stronger than you think. And when you finally make it, when you reach the top of that mountain, you'll realize something. All the pain, all the struggles, all the sacrifices, they were worth it. They made you who you are. And that person is unstoppable. You are unstoppable. But what if I told you that your greatest asset isn't your talent, your resources, or your connections? It's your mindset. It's the way you think about yourself, your abilities, and your future. It's how you handle setbacks and challenges. It's how you choose to see every obstacle as an opportunity to rise higher. In the end, it's your mindset that separates those who make it and those who don't. So ask yourself, are you prepared to think like someone who's unstoppable? Every step you take toward your goal matters. Every decision you make, every action you take, is a reflection of your mindset. Are you taking steps toward your dreams, or are you letting fear control your choices? Are you focusing on what you can do, or are you letting yourself get bogged down by everything that's out of your control? The difference between success and failure often comes down to how we respond to the challenges we face. Let's talk about fear for a second. Fear is a powerful thing. It can hold you back, keep you stuck, and make you doubt your every move. But here's the truth. Fear is just a feeling, not a fact. It doesn't define you, and it certainly doesn't control you unless you let it. The key to overcoming fear isn't pretending it doesn't exist. It's acknowledging it and moving forward anyway. It's doing it scared, doing it unsure, and doing it imperfectly, because the only way to get to the other side of fear is to walk through it. And what about failure? We all fail. It's a part of life. In fact, the most successful people are often the ones who failed the most. Why? Because failure is the ultimate teacher. It shows you what doesn't work, helps you identify areas where you need to grow, and gives you a roadmap to success if you're willing to learn from it. The key isn't to avoid failure. It's to fail forward. Every time you fall, get back up stronger, smarter, and more determined than before. Every failure brings you one step closer to success, but here's the catch. Success isn't just about reaching the destination. It's about how you handle the journey. It's about learning to enjoy the process, not just the result. You'll spend more time working toward your goals than celebrating your achievements, so it's important to find joy in the grind. The hard work, the hustle, the late nights, all of it is part of what makes success so sweet. Without the struggle, the victory wouldn't feel as rewarding. Now, let's talk about the people around you. We all have people in our lives, family, friends, colleagues, mentors, who either build us up or tear us down. The problem is, not everyone has your best interest at heart. There will be people who try to talk you out of your dreams, people who will tell you that you're not capable, people who will doubt you at every turn. And you know what? That's okay. Because not everyone gets your vision. Not everyone sees what you see for yourself. But that doesn't mean you stop. It doesn't mean you give up. It means you keep going, even if you have to do it alone. It's easy to let the negativity of others affect you. But let me tell you something, their doubts are not your reality. Just because someone doesn't believe in you doesn't mean you're not capable. It means they're not seeing the full picture. It means they don't understand your drive, your vision, or your potential. You don't need anyone else's validation to be successful. The only person who needs to believe in you is you. In fact, the people who doubt you might be the best motivation you've got. Let their negativity fuel your fire. Let their disbelief push you to prove them wrong. And when you do, when you finally show them that you were right all along, you won't have to say a word. Your success will speak for itself. Here's the thing about success, it's not always immediate. It's not always glamorous. Sometimes, you'll feel like you're working hard and getting nowhere. You'll see others around you getting results, and it might make you question whether what you're doing is enough. But success takes time. It's a slow burn, a marathon, not a sprint. You have to be patient with yourself and trust the process. Just because you don't see results right away doesn't mean you're not making progress. Every day you show up, you're one step closer to your goal. So keep going. Trust that the work you're putting in now will pay off in the future. You'll also face a lot of distractions along the way. There will be times when you'll be tempted to give up, to take the easy route, to settle for something less than what you deserve. It's easy to get distracted by what other people are doing, by what the world tells you to want. But if you want something big, something extraordinary, you have to stay focused. You have to keep your eye on the prize and refuse to get sidetracked. Distractions will always be there, but your goals are more important than anything else. Stay disciplined. Stay focused. Keep your mind on what matters most. Let's talk about consistency for a moment. Success isn't about doing something big once in a while. It's about showing up every single day, even when you don't feel like it. It's about putting in the work, even when no one is watching. The small, consistent actions are what add up to big results. You won't see the payoff right away, but every time you show up, you're building momentum. The more consistent you are, the more success will follow. And when things get tough, when you feel like giving up, here's something to remember. You've made it through every challenge so far. You've survived every difficult day. You've faced every obstacle head-on. And guess what? You're still standing. You're still here. And that means you're capable of handling whatever comes next. You're stronger than you think, and you've already proven that to yourself. There will be moments when you feel defeated. There will be days when it feels like everything is falling apart. But those are the moments when you have to dig deep. Those are the moments when you have to remember why you started in the first place. You're not just fighting for the prize at the end of the road. You're fighting for yourself. You're fighting for your future. You're fighting for the life you deserve. And no matter how tough it gets, you can't quit now. Here's another truth. Success isn't just about doing the work. It's about who you become while doing the work. It's about the person you grow into during the journey. The person you're becoming is just as important as the destination you're heading toward. So when you feel frustrated or discouraged, remember that every step forward is shaping the person you're meant to be. Every challenge, every setback is an opportunity to learn, to grow, to become better. And let's talk about mindset again. How you think is everything. It's the foundation of your success. If you think you can't do it, you won't. If you think the world is against you, it will be. But if you believe that you're capable of overcoming anything, that you're strong enough to handle whatever comes your way, then nothing can stop you. The power of your mind is limitless. The only limits that exist are the ones you place on yourself. So start thinking like the person you want to become. Start seeing yourself as unstoppable, because UARE.SO, what's next for you? What's the next step on your journey? I know you've got big dreams. I know you've got goals that are bigger than what most people think is possible. And that's exactly why you're going to make it. Because your dreams are big. And when you've got big dreams, you have to put in the work to make them come true. It won't be easy. but it will be worth it. And no matter how many times you fall, no matter how many times you fail, you've got the strength to rise again. It wasn't the destination that made it worth it. It was the fight, the struggle, the persistence. It was the person you became along the way. And that person is unstoppable. You've come this far, but let me remind you of something. You're not finished yet. The mountain you're climbing, it's still there. The summit is in sight, but the journey isn't over. You're going to face even tougher battles ahead, steeper inclines, and harsher winds. But here's the good news. You've already proven you can handle it. You've already shown that you're stronger than the challenges that try to stop you. This isn't the end of your story. It's just the next chapter. You're building momentum. Every step forward adds to your strength. Every moment you push past doubt, past fear, you're becoming something unstoppable. Momentum is a powerful thing. It starts slow, like a small ripple in a pond. But if you keep moving, if you keep pushing, it grows into a wave. And before you know it, that wave becomes a force so strong that nothing can stand in its way. That's where you're heading. That's what you're becoming, a force of nature, unstoppable, undeniable, and undeniable. And let me tell you something else. You're not just climbing this mountain for yourself. Sure, this journey is personal. It's about proving to yourself that you're capable of more than you ever imagined. But it's also about showing others what's possible. Whether you realize it or not, there are people watching you, people who are inspired by your strength, your resilience, your determination. Your story isn't just your own, it's a beacon of hope for others who are facing their own mountains. Think about that for a moment. Think about the people who see you fighting, see you refusing to give up, and think to themselves, if they can do it, so can I. You're setting an example. You're paving the way for others to follow. And that's powerful. That's the kind of legacy that lasts far beyond any individual achievement. But here's the thing about inspiration, it comes with responsibility. When you're climbing your mountain, when you're facing challenges that feel insurmountable, remember that your actions don't just affect you. They ripple outwards, touching lives you may never even know about. So when you feel like giving up, when the weight of the journey feels too heavy, think about the people who are looking up to you. Think about the impact you're making, simply by refusing to quit. Let's talk about growth for a moment. Growth isn't always comfortable. In fact, it rarely is. Growth happens when you step outside of your comfort zone, when you take risks, when you face challenges that stretch you to your limits. Growth is painful. It's messy. It's hard. But it's also necessary. Because without growth, there's no progress. Without growth, there's no success. And here's the truth about growth. It doesn't happen overnight. It's a slow, gradual process. It's the result of small, consistent actions repeated over time. It's the result of showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it. It's the result of doing the hard things, the things that scare you, the things that challenge you. Every step you take, every challenge you face, is helping you grow into the person you're meant to be. And that person is unstoppable. That person is someone who doesn't give up, who doesn't back down, who doesn't let fear or doubt or failure hold them back. That person is someone who fights for what they want, no matter how hard it gets. You're becoming that person. You're not there yet, but you're getting closer with every step. And when you finally become the person you're meant to be, you'll look back on this journey and realize something. Every struggle, every setback, every moment of doubt, it was all worth it. You're building something incredible. You're creating a life that's bigger than your fears, bigger than your doubts, bigger than anything that's tried to hold you back. And that life, it's yours. It's waiting for you. All you have to do is keep climbing. So keep going. Keep pushing. Keep fighting. You're so much closer than you think. And when you get there, when you reach the top, you'll realize that every step, every struggle, every moment of doubt, it was all worth it. You're not just climbing a mountain. You're climbing toward the best version of yourself. And that version of you, that's someone who doesn't give up, who doesn't back down, who doesn't let fear or doubt or failure hold them back. That's someone who's unstoppable.